Hi everyone. Today in our podcast we have new guest. It's Daniel. Daniel is working in EXP for last 2 years, and he has very great news to share with us. So Daniel, first of all, tell us something about yourself, please.
Sure. I'm Daniel. I've been in real estate about 3 years right now. I'm 21 years old, straight out of high school. I'm coming on to my third year, I think, of real estate in the next couple of months. I'm turning 22 in March. Done really good for myself this year. I'm specialized in pre-construction, and we have a couple of things we want to talk to you about that you guys were interested in. So let's dive into it.
Yes, I came across one project. It took my attention. It's actually Carriage Country Club, and I heard that you are pretty familiar with that project. And
Yeah,
I believe you made a couple of deals, right?
couple more like 15, 20.
Oh, great, great. So
Yeah.
I'm on the right spot. So can you share with us some more details about that particular project and what's so special with that project?
Yeah, sure. So, look, what have you seen about it? Like, what do you know so far?
I know that their townhouse is
Mhm.
close to Barry
Mhm.
and close to Horseshoe Valley skiing resort.
Okay.
And I heard it's actually two apartments in one unit.
Okay. Have you heard about something like that before?
No, 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 no.
There you go.
So that actually took my attention. I was looking to share to
Yeah.
get some more information about that.
How does it work and what is this and
Of
whatnot?
course, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah, yeah,
precise
exactly.
location and structure and
Yeah. I mean, look, you got the location, right on the spot. It is right beside Horseshoe. Funny enough, Horseshoe actually bought about 80 something units from us.
Mhm.
So that means that Horseshoe's making a lot of money. Otherwise,
Of
they wouldn't
course.
have money to drop, for 30, $40 million, right? So
Yeah.
good for them. Basically what we got is stacked townhouses. This used
Mhm.
to be a resort, actually, used to be a timeshare many years ago. The Carriage Hill and Carriage Ridge. Unfortunately, that went bankrupt, I think, like anywhere 5 to 7 years ago.
Mhm.
And the current builder, Sunray, they own a lot of hotels. They purchased the entire property, and the original plan was to either do some kind of, again, timeshare, hotel idea, resort style. And then they figured, why don't we just convert it to residential because it is a commercial space,
Mhm.
off to individual people, right? So you can actually enjoy the area, you can enjoy what you have, right? It's really like that's what it's built for.
I
And
see.
I'll show a little bit about, what's in the area and, some of the homes and that kind of stuff. It's
Mhm.
really beautiful up there. I was there 2 weeks ago and really beautiful. It's not covered in snow. There is snow, but it's
Hmm.
not bad. So, they're going basically stacked townhouses. They're 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, and you have two separate entrances. How does that work? From the main door, you enter a little like hallway, two separate doors from there. Behind each door, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen. If you want to leave the doors open, you have one big unit, or you got them split up. So it's up to you how you want to set it up. We are working potentially on doing like a rental guarantee plan. We'll see how that works out. But for now, it's Airbnb's allowed. There's no restrictions, no pet restrictions. You can do whatever you want. Besides that, they're between 12 to 1400 square feet, and
Mhm.
they're all set up in the same way. So individual units, big or small, and they come either fully furnished. You can furnish it yourself, buy furniture from the builder. You can have them as is, as we like to call them, which is unrenovated. Because again, this
Mhm.
is brand new, guys. This was built 20 years ago, but it's been
Mhm.
updated over the years. Now, again,
Mhm.
the older ones are maybe 10, 15 years old with carpets, and we have new ones that are being renovated from bottom up, right? So hardwood floors, ceramic tiles, new counters, new kitchens, new appliances, new paint, new lights, all that kind of stuff. How much is it? 600 to 650, give or take. And you do get a
Yeah.
parking lot with it. So it's
So
a
what is the difference in price between renovated and no renovated units? It's
I
only
think
price or footage or upgrades?
well, footage is up to you, right? Either you're gonna go for like a 1200 square foot or like a 1400.
Mhm.
Besides that, renovations, the as is are around 615-ish, I believe. I'll actually pull up the hot list so I can show you what we have left. There's only, I think, 15 or 16 left. We started with 300, by the way. So
Mhm.
um, we have 15 left. There's a mix unrenovated around 615-ish. Renovated are 635, 640, 650, depending, of course, is a corner, is it a mid unit, is it renovated, unrenovated, one parking, two parking. You can really customize it however you want. The main thing is that HST is included, so you're not paying for that. That's a good, $70,000 you're saving right there. That's another thing you're going to
Nice.
hear about that really interested you. Uh,
Yeah.
HSTs included. You can get builder financing at 2.8%.
No, we will discuss about that later on. I would like to
Yeah.
know when you told us townhouses, so they're not freehold properties, right?
No. They have maintenance, but for the first 2 years, the builder's covering the maintenance costs, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, it's very versatile. Whether you want to live there, you can. I sold units to people who live there. First-time home buyers, downsizers, people who are getting divorced, they need a place. And if they want to have that kind of square footage, you have a couple options. Either you're going to be in Toronto and pay 600,000, 800,000, and your maintenance is over $1,000, or you're going to go to Bay Area and buy a 500-600 square foot condo. Well, you got kids, you need space, right? And if your budget is limited, it kind of fits into that spot. Because again, you're like Barrie.
Yeah, how far away is that location from Barrie downtown?
Literally like first exit. The first exit is the Georgian Hospital and Georgian Hospital and Georgian College. So first exit, you're there. It's 10 minutes, maybe 12.
And because it's not freehold, you told me there are some maintenance fees.
Yeah.
So what is covered under that maintenance? What that location offers?
Well, first of all, we got 30 acres, 35 acres, so it's huge. A lot of walking trails. There are horseshoes beside you. And since they purchased a portion of the resort, let's call it, right beside you, they're adding that to their portfolio. And there's ski lifts and ski hills right there. So if you want to go skiing, you can literally just walk down.
Oh, great.
And the amazing. Skiing, like we said. Summer, you have, maintenance covers your water bill. That's pretty important. There's a jacuzzi tub in your unit. So if you're going to use it, you want that covered. Snow, garbage, grass, all that usual stuff. You have an amenity center with an indoor, outdoor pool, hot tubs, jacuzzi, sauna, gym, playgrounds for kids. There's even barbecue stations. Gas is also covered and provided. There's a fire pit. So there's a lot of stuff for the community. Besides that, I'll show you some other stuff that's in the area. You have a Nordic spa. There's a golf course right there. I forgot what it's called. But it's, again, when you exit the community, maybe 2 kilometers away.
Nice.
Horseshoe for the winter skiing. Mount St. Louis, my favorite. I like to go there. Snow Valley, another popular one. Or otherwise, if you want to go to Blue Mountain, again, it's like a 45-minute drive. This literally is one of the biggest areas for skiing in Ontario or in Toronto. It's the closest to Toronto. So if you want to go skiing, where do you usually go? You either go to Barrie or you go to Blue Mountain. But to get to the mountain, you go through Barrie.
Yes.
So you have to pass through here regardless. So, you can't escape it.
So you mentioned previously you have first-time home buyers, you have downsizers, you have divorced. So if you have some investors who are looking to buy, do you have investors, and what is the reason they will invest there instead of investing somewhere else?
Well, for the investors, the biggest thing was the size and price. You're getting something, if you want to say technically new, because it is, being rebranded, new corporation, new everything. And it's being treated as a pre-construction because, again, HST is included. You don't have to pay that separately. It's lucrative for a couple of reasons. Number one, saving on HST. Now, that's the first thing, easiest. No development charges, no levies, free assignment if you want it, your choice. You don't have to take it. And builder financing at 2.8%. Now, what's the current rate going for? 6.5, something like that?
Yes.
They're willing to give you up to 90% financing at 2.79. And of course, they have to do some due diligence. What's your income? What's your, do you have equity in your homes? What's your job? What's your, finances, et cetera, et cetera. But again, do you have a 10% plan, 15% plan, 20% plan? There's a third, actually the last one, which is you can do 5%, do a 15% credit, and then
my God,
you can get the rest done. Of course, you have to have somebody who can do that and who knows, who's versed in this kind of stuff. It's not just any mortgage broker, because I've spoken to many of them, and these are the things I would hear. You probably heard the same thing. This has to be fake. There's no way that's really legit, because I've never seen
too good to be good. Yeah, too
true. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The other one is, what's the catch, and the third one is, where do I sign?
So when we're talking about investors, what is do you have these options only for long-term lease, or you have Airbnb options? And what are the lease rates on the monthly average basis?
So
both options.
Well, Airbnb's allowed. That's the main thing we wanted to make sure is done. That's why we have so many investors. We have somebody who purchased 3 units, and this guy put them up for Airbnb, but like a monthly basis. So of course he was making a little bit less money. But last time I talked to him, he was telling me he was anywhere from 3,000 to 4,500 on each townhouse.
No, really?
So even if his mortgage and expenses are let's say 3,500, he's easily taking home $1,000 or $2,000 a month, no problem. Doing what?
I see.
Right? Nothing. They're living, they're renting, students, single people, whoever, families. He doesn't have to worry about anything. And again, if anything happens, because technically, if you want to say they're on Airbnb, you just say goodbye, leave. Anything's damaged, insurance is there for that. Long-term lease, you can do it. It's a little bit tougher. We have put out a lot of ads and magazines for rentals. We had a lot of people come up, the elderly, who want to kind of retire, enjoy like the nature and that kind of stuff. It's going, but a little bit slower. But again, I anticipate it'll start picking up a lot more because you've seen how crazy rent is in Toronto. And if you're getting, let's say, one room is, let's say, 800 square feet or 900 square feet, and you're getting it for, let's say, 1,500 or 1,200 or 1,300, it's a lot better than going to Toronto for 2,300.
Of course.
So there's a bit for everyone depending on what you want. For investors, builder financing, no HST, no development charges, free assignment. Airbnb's allowed, really good income, and we do have a manager there for Airbnb that I connected with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's managing around 20 units or so.
Wow.
And so far,
great job.
Yeah, I've sent her like 12 or 13 people so far. They're all doing really well. She was telling me that for this weekend coming up is going to be really busy. That she's expecting it to be really, really packed. So
I believe so.
Yeah, she was telling me they're averaging anywhere like $35,000 to $4,000 a month for everyone. Now, again, when you say there's 22 people, 25 people doing it, put this in the perspective. There's 200 units that we have. People who purchased originally. We started in November, December last year.
Oh, really? So long?
Yeah, and you're gonna say, well, it's been a year. Why don't you sell? Right? It's not a pre-construction. It's not something that's closing in 5 years from now. So that was one of the pain points, if you want to call it. And back then we weren't actually the sales team. Milburn was doing it. They didn't have builder financing. They didn't have the rental guarantee, which we had. They didn't have the free maintenance. They didn't have the renovations. So the only thing they had going for them was the fact that the actual mortgage rates were low. 2.5, 3%. And there's a lot of people that did buy back then. We pretty much had like 100, 120 sold from December to June. And then we stepped in and we sold 90 in a month and a half.
Yeah, with these terms and conditions.
Yeah, because market change, we had to make some, adjustments. We came in with a good proposal. We said, look, it's sucks if in the builder's eyes, if you want to call it, but we're not working for builders. We're getting big chunks of leftovers, if you want to call them, of what's been unsold. How can we make this work and make it lucrative? And that's what we did. Now think about it. You're paying. I'll show you the math. Actually, let me share my screen real quick here, because I did want to show you the actual math and how it works out. I'll show you a little bit about the area, but the main thing I wanted to show you first was the actual. Let me see. Where's it at? Nope, wrong one. There it is. So let's say we're going for a 1,200 square foot unit. You see that? Price $615 plus minus. Put down your 10%. That's 61,000. Mortgage is $550. If you're doing a 2.79 from the builder, your interest and principal comes out to what? Maybe 1,900.
Yes.
And you're renting, even if it's you're on the low side, for $3,000, you take home $1,200-1,300.
That looks really good.
Now think about it
especially this time.
Exactly. But look, even if let's say your costs are $2,000 and you're getting $2,000 out, you're covering your costs. You have a property for 2 years with no expense, realistically, because the builder's giving you 2 years of that financing, free maintenance for 2 years. Take advantage of that. The rates are expected to start dropping down halfway next year, towards the end of the year. So let's see, you're locking in low mortgage, no maintenance, property's going up. I'll show you why, because of the area. Like I said, ski hills all around you. Wasaga, Barrie, Aurelia, 20 minutes. Blue Mountain, 45 minutes. First exit is your hospital and college. They're right
Yeah.
there. And golf course, all the amenities are there, right? So it's built for nature living, outdoorsy people, that kind of stuff, treetop trekking, ATV rides, mountain biking, dirt biking, all that kind of stuff. There's actually a school really close by that teaches people how to do like off-roading and that kind of stuff. And you hear them all the time just zooming around. It gets a little annoying because you're like, like why? But when you think about it, it's a good thing because that means that there's a reason why they're there, reason why they've been there for 20 years, and people actually show up. So it does kind of give you a progression of what's interesting in the neighborhood. There's something to provide. Now, I'll just show you a little bit about what it looks like. So this is what the actual buildings look like. Individual units are, each level. So first, second, third floor. See, beautiful, a lot of greenery.
Really?
This is the site that we're working on. This is actually where the sales office is. This is an entirely brand new community. This all over here, brand new. And I've taken you for a ride over there at one point with beautiful $2 million homes plus.
So you're nested in a very good area, right?
You've seen it, right? Like it's insane. And
absolutely.
There's actually a lot of people who came in who lived here that were just kind of curious, what is this? What does it look like? And a lot of them, I asked, who lives here? Do you guys live here? Is it just kind of like a seasonal kind of cottage kind of home? They're like, no, like 80% of the people here, it's even bigger than this, but it's just like a portion of it, actually live here to have kids. There's schools, there's bus routes. So it's a nice little, like if you want to say like secluded area, but it has everything you need. So you don't have to worry about groceries and that kind of stuff. So see again.
So I have a question: if somebody is really looking to see these units, where to come, when to come, what are the hours of operation, and what is the process to eventually obtain one of these units?
Well, easiest thing is get in touch with either you or myself, either or. We can book in a showing, take you around. It's pretty much open 24/7. Like 24/7 more or less. Just depends on obviously when you want to show up. Typically 12 to 5 is when we're open, but again, if you're not available at that time, okay, we can make something work and be there. Besides that process, very simple. You come, you see it, hopefully. That's what I would suggest. We have people who bought just blind. Sure. We had somebody who bought 12. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Last month was I think end of October, like beginning of November. One lady showed up with a envelope this big. And I'm like, oh, like, what's that? She's like, oh, everything you have, I want it. I'm like, well, like, okay. Are you sure? She's like, here, draft. So again, people don't buy this, this much. It doesn't make sense, right? Skiing,
absolutely.
Like I said.
Absolutely.
So golf course I told you about is right there. There's a lot of, biking trails, that kind of stuff. There's a little zoo nearby. I want to just show you a little bit about the actual site, a couple different pictures. This portion right here is the one that Horseshoe bought. The remainder of the property is like around here. So you can actually see it from here. There's a couple units over there. This is the ski hills, all of this right here. So when you buy so when you buy one of these units, your ski lift is right there. You're literally, like I said, a walk. You can see it from some of the units.
Amazing.
Pharmacy, grocery store. There's a Foodland, bar, LCBO, beer store, pharmacy, gas station. Literally 4-minute drive. This is a little town, Carriage, down the street. Besides that, I'll kind of dive into the actual site map. This is the original portion we worked on right here.
Okay.
These 5 buildings. We sold that. So this was from November 21 to about May, June 22.
Yes.
Around 100 and so units. Then we moved on to these 3. These 3 are just an extension. This is the building that we're renovating right now completely. All the other ones are left as is. You can choose if you want to have it renovated. It's up to you. But this one is, we decided from the beginning, we're going to fully renovate it.
So Victoria is renovated, and Landau and Stratford, they're not renovated units as
they're
is,
not
right?
renovated to start with, but again, your choice. You can take it as is. You can have it fully renovated. You can renovate yourself. Individual things you want, up to you. Like I said, flexibility is something you've never seen before. Because you know how pre-construction is, it's very, rigid. This is the price, this is the size. There's no, room for playing around.
Of course.
It does give you that flexibility. In terms of, I want to kind of jump into the area. Funny enough, you see the sign.
Yeah.
The lady who made that sign for the city of Oro was at the site and actually purchased a unit. And when we went through the brochure, she's like, "Oh, that I made that sign." So I'm like, it's a small little thing, but it's really like beautiful to see that,
Absolutely.
community coming together. So this is the actual area, right? So we got 20 minutes radius, Aurelia and Barrie, beaches in both of them. Wasega's right there. Again, 22 minutes. Besides that, look at this. The first 8 or so are just schools, elementary, public, high school, college.
Yeah.
This is all within a couple
nearby.
Minutes. Exactly.
I see.
Look at this over here. Horseshoe Valley Resort, Sellers Ghost Golf Course, Copeland Forest, Mount St. Louis, Golf Club, Beauty Chill, Loop Chill, Opera House, Golf Country Club. So all of this is just amenities. Look at this list from
endless. It's endless.
Everything's
endless, really endless.
Right?
Yeah.
Now this is a little bit bigger. So you're about an hour or so from Toronto. If you really want to go crazy, you have the cottage country right here in Muskoka. You're literally like on the edge of Muskoka. We know how expensive that is for anything, any kind of cottage. You're looking at, $2 million plus.
No.
So again, you're getting a piece of nature, piece of, that cottage feel for a fraction of the price. Like I said, rec center, pool table, picnic, all that kind of stuff. We have indoor pools, outdoor pools. A little bit about, see what they look like. Now, these are what the unrenovated units look like.
I see.
Now then, they're not terrible. For Airbnb purposes, they're good. Now, here's what's interesting. Remember how I told you about the Airbnb manager?
Yes.
She's averaging $3,000 to $4,000 a month on these units.
Oh.
The ones she's managing are the ones we sold in the first phase, like I said, November 21 to summer this year. We only had these kind of units available.
I see. For Airbnb, right?
For Airbnb, right?
Okay.
So she doesn't have any units that are renovated that are on Airbnb yet because those people haven't gone occupancy. So we took over in July. We started selling in August, sorry. So from August till now, we are working to finish all the renovations and whatever else that needs to be done, right? So when those come up, obviously it's going to be probably a much, higher charge than this. Now, again, you have two different, kinds of people. Somebody likes that cottage, vintage feel, that rustic, look. Others like the more modern, contemporary design. Depends on what
I see.
But again, there's something for everybody.
I agree. And when will be occupancy and closing for renovated units?
Renovated units should be done in January, February. They already have the condo core pretty much ready to go. It's just the city has to get the approval done. It's holiday season. It's not going to be done for a while until January, probably. You know how it works.
See. So you mentioned previously this furniture is included in the price for renovated units, right?
Yeah, so the unrenovated, all the furniture, all the appliances, whatever you see in is yours. It's you take it. Cutlery, toasters, coffee machines, everything's there. So it's literally
a really good deal.
I know.
Absolutely nice.
You got king size beds, you got couches, pull-outs, TVs, fireplaces, that kind of stuff. So again, this isn't bad. I like it. But again, if you want to say I'm gonna, repaint some of things or maybe change up the floor, change up the paint, it's not big work. It needs to be done. You don't have to look the thing.
I also heard that if you have some motivated clients, you can manage for them to take a sleepover for one night there. Is it right?
Yeah. We have a couple of units that are available for like the overnight stays. Typically they're always booked, but things can be worked out. Obviously, you don't pay for it, and get from stay a night, 2 nights, 3 nights, for the weekend. Yeah, you can.
Excellent.
Get the actual feel of what it's like. And what's
It's free of charge, or you're charging something for
no, no,
this
it's free,
day?
it's free. It's free.
I see. Okay.
So this is like the Georgian model. That's a 1,200 square foot. So to kind of visualize, you're entering from here. You're one bedroom is here, bathroom, and this is a little kitchenette. This is the main unit. So big kitchen, big living, dining room, bathroom. Here is a hot tub, and then you have your bathroom right there. So like I said, water's included, so you don't have to worry about using the hot tub too much. The other layout, which I like more, is the Copeland. This is the 1,400, the bigger one. So here, same thing. This room is way bigger. Basically, from here down, this is all extra square footage right here. All that's extra. Kitchenette's been moved away. Again, people who come up for a night or two pay around $350 for this room, this big one. Sorry, the small one here.
I see.
And again, come for a night or two, you don't need anything crazy. You're going to be outside mostly. You're not coming to, sleep all day. Same thing with the bigger units. Again, if you want to leave the doors open, there you go. You got a huge 2-bedroom apartment, let's call it. Otherwise, split them off. 2 individual doors are there. 2 different tenants, 2 different Airbnbs.
Nice.
So there's some other layouts we don't have that's not available. Partly because Horseshoe bought those, so we don't have them available.
Great.
Yeah, that's more or less it. In terms of the actual process, like I said, you come up, you see it. If you want to do a worksheet, we do it. Here's actually a hot list, so you can see for yourself. 615, 614, 625. Renovated are 635. Right?
Amazing.
615, 600. Okay, that one's sold. That's okay. But you see what I mean? Like it's a very good price for the square footage. Like 1,400 is 615.
I see.
Renovated 1,400, 635.
Nice.
Hardwood floors, ceramic tiles, new countertops, new appliances, new paint, new light fixtures.
Great.
For 635. Can you do all
that?
Very
good deal.
Can you do that for $20,000 today? How much were you putting in the kitchen?
Definitely more than that.
I mean, it's insane, right? So,
yeah.
Besides that, you do have a 10-day cooling period. That's another part of it being pre-construction on that side. So if you come up, you decide which unit you want. You come and stay at like whatever. This one, book it in. We provide a draft, IDs, some information about your employment, and as soon as that's done, you have we'll send you your contract. 10 days begin. During those 10 days, we can say no thanks and get your deposit back. If you want it, great. You're good to go.
Excellent.
Decide what plan you want to use, 5%, 10, 15, or 20. Again, I'll show you the math once again with a 10% plan. This is what it works out to.
Amazing.
So you come out with around, 1,300 positive cash, or at least 1,000 for sure.
And this is cash flow calculation for regular long-term lease. It's not Airbnb. Airbnb numbers are even better, right?
Yeah. I mean, of course, look, Airbnb, from the lady that I talked to, she told me that every single weekend's been booked in, right? So I'm not worried that it's going to be an issue, right? I mean, if you're booked in every single day, it's not going to be a problem. Why would it be a problem? I mean,
perfect. I see.
Besides that, I don't know what else I can tell you. That's more or less.
You explained everything. So if somebody is looking for more details, they can contact you directly, and you can discuss and present on the spot this project, or to do some Zoom call presentation like we did now, maybe more in details for some particular details
whatever
you're
you
looking
prefer.
for.
I mean, it's up to you, really. And, it doesn't make any difference to me whether you want to. Again, usually I like to talk with somebody, give them a little breakdown of what it is. Again, we book it in, show you around. If you want to stay overnight, stay. It's up to you.
Excellent. Excellent.
We'll actually meet with the manager. She'll tell you a little bit about numbers she's seeing, how she's liking it. Decide what you like. The 10 days, it's very flexible. I mean, you know how pre-construction is usually in Toronto.
Yeah.
Rigid.
Yes, of course.
With $600 a square foot, $2,000 a square foot, that you're getting this for $400 a square foot.
Unbelievable numbers, really.
Right.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for the time and detailed explanation about this project, and looking forward to be in touch with you for next upcoming projects in next year. And I wish you to sell additional 15 units you here right now available for the
Well,
clients.
pretty much the only one working at the moment on it. So yeah, everybody just came in and worked for 2 weeks and gave up. Yeah, I like it. If I
Excellent.
didn't like it, I would not have been working on this for a year. So I see value in it. I see that it makes sense. So I know it inside out. Again, I've been on it for over a year at this point. So I know it very well.
Excellent.
It's,
Right person for the right project,
yeah,
right?
we had a lot of problems with people who just, threw out ads, not knowing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, people show up and they tell us, well, this guy told me this guy told me that. And we're like, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist. You
Mm-hmm.
can't have a second parking. What? Are you serious? So that was, an issue. Now, this is a general message in general, whatever it is that you do, you want to make sure you have somebody who knows their job well.
Of
Whether
course.
that's me or you or somebody else, it doesn't matter because there's a lot of people out there who work part-time or who just don't care. They're just greedy. They want their money. They want a quick, flip, and they don't want to know more than they need to. They send people to us. We do everything. They don't know anything at all, and bam, there's $25,000 check for them. So
Yeah,
but it's not going to help you in the end because they don't know. They don't know a lot
I
of
agree.
information and they don't care. So
Yeah, I agree.
I just hope
No
the right
problem. Thank you very much, Daniel, for your time today, and hope to be in touch with you very soon with the new upcoming projects.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We have a lot of stuff,
Thank you.
waiting for 23. So
Thank
we'll
you.
talk a lot.
Thank you. Be
Enjoy.
in touch very soon.
See
Have a
you.
great day. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.